fellow heathens, it's Liz, and I am back with a first impressions of the lovely Om Tarot by Darshani Suku. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I've had this deck for about 2 weeks now, and I just haven't had a chance to record, so I haven't opened it. And I wanted to kind of go through it and share it with you guys and see what you think. Let's get to it. So look at this packaging. Beautiful string. Here's my name on this beautiful envelope. And let's see. Beautiful. That's kind of why I wanted to share that with you, because it was so lovely. And here's the Om symbol. Looks like this might be from the back of the cards. And there's her name right there. Dear Elizabeth, I wish you many wonderful moments with the lovely Om Tarot. Thank you very much for your support. With love and blessings, love, Darshani. Let's create our community at lovely Om Tarot. Awesome. And I do know that she's doing live readings. I actually tuned in to one of them, and it was such a lovely experience. You ask her a question, and then she'll pull a card and give you her interpretation of the answer for that. So let's open this up. Oh my goodness, how beautiful. Lord Shiva postcard. Here's the certification course. And here's the book club. Take a screenshot or you know, if you need to pause it and write down this info, here you go. How beautiful. Here's the box. Oh, and it's sealed. So here's the back of the box. The reason why I was attracted to this tarot is because I loved the depictions and the coloration. To be honest with you, I wasn't that active in the Kickstarter, and I just kind of wanted it to be a little bit of a surprise, which it definitely is. So doing a first impressions is actually quite appropriate for this. The yogi sees himself in the heart of all beings and all beings in his heart. Sir Krishna, Bhagavad Gita. So here is the, ooh, it's a pretty chunky guidebook. That's awesome, in full color. I love that. That's great. So it gives you some keywords. Downward facing pentagram, blackness spilling. Okay, so these are depictions or explanations of some of the imagery. I love that too. And card description and explanation. And let's see. So it's 2 pages for each minor and same. 2 pages for each major card. And let's see if there's any spreads. Here's about the author. There's an intro, the structure. And I'm going to talk a little bit about how the courts are set up. The knight is actually in place of the king. And she did answer my question. I did ask a question in the Kickstarter, and I'll read that to you when we get to it. Here's a little bit of a description of the chakras, the symbol Om, and how the gods are structured in this deck. That's awesome. Really great reading. Really helps you understand these courts a lot better. So 1 card spread. And here's a relationship spread, daily spread, 3 card spread. Awesome. And here's how the majors work. This is awesome. A chakra spread. And then we go into the cards. Wow. And it came with this beautiful velvet embroidered bag, the lovely Om Tarot. It's beautiful. Really sturdy tassels. I love that. I like a cozy bag for my cards sometimes. Usually I store them in their boxes, depending on you know, the type of box it is. or I'll get like a zippered bag for it. It's got like, it's mostly matte, but it has a kind of a smooth semi sheen to it. It's really a good weight to it. These are not tarot size. Let me go ahead and get a tarot card to compare. Okay, so I got a Rider-Waite-Smith card from the Centennial deck, and as you can see, the card is a bit wider, but the same for the most part in height. So there you are. Okay, so let's zoom in here. Ready? Here we go. Okay, so here's our Fool, and you can see that he's coming out of like a pathway that's merging the universe with what we see on Earth. Let's see what it says in the book. The Fool initiates the journey of the tarot. He steps into the unknown and catapults the events and experiences of the major arcana cards, which ultimately lead to greater self-knowledge, growth, and refinement. He's propelled by the soul's inborn urge to move forward, explore, expand, grow, and become. Beautiful. So this is, in this card, the Bindu, the infinitesimal point, has expanded, creating an opening through which the Fool emerges. The action liberates immense creative energies. So I love that depiction of newness here. You can see he's got his satchel just as he would in the Rider-Waite-Smith, and he's ready for his new adventure. And here are the card backs, by the way, very similar to the card in the envelope. Here's the Magician, and I'm looking in the guidebook to see if this is a particular god or figurehead, and I'm not seeing anything. So this could just be a depiction of the Magician. I love the stars, you know, above his head, and the depiction of the elements at his throat chakra. Here's the High Priestess, and you can see the eyes are closed and the third eye is activated, and all of these underwater animals and crystals and marine life, and you can see like this DNA connected with this pyramid reaching to the stars and the moon. It's so beautiful. The Empress, look at that. How beautiful is she? With these beautiful roses above her head and her kingdom. I love that. Look at these colors. Here's the Emperor. Lord Rama was a prince of the Solar Dynasty. In this card is in the sign of a ram and ruled by the sun, the establisher of the basic laws from which life is organized. It is synonymous with consciousness because seeing makes us aware. The sun guides all life upwards to its higher potential. Wow. Look at the power in that card. Here we have the Hierophant, which is Lord Ganesha. He's a beloved deity because he is a protector and remover of obstacles. He helps one on the spiritual path by keeping them safe from what they are not yet ready for. And look, you can see so many symbols of different world religions. I love that unity. The Lovers. You have all the chakras here. You have the snake. Wow. Here's the Chariot. controlling opposite forces. Here's justice. Let's take a look about this card. Nature has inherent wisdom that provides every form of life a place to experience and thrive according to its purpose. When obeyed, these natural laws create beauty and harmony. There are countless beings, and each is here to explore and experience. The laws within nature support this explanation. They create structure and order, granting the freedom to thrive. Wow, so there's a deeper meaning here, as you can tell. Like, here are the scales, and everything is interconnected here. So when one thing happens here, it affects everything within this containment field. You know, like a drop of water in a lake creates a ripple effect, that sort of thing. Wow, that's really powerful. Here's a beautiful hermit. Look, he looks illuminated. Beautiful. Wheel of Fortune. Again, we have that feeling of interconnectedness here. Almost like a spiral galaxy, it feels like. So it's like this movement here creates something more structured. Like, this looks like this could be like a crystalline formation or something. So it's something that isn't permanent becomes something that manifests in the temporal world. Here's Strength. And this is the Mother Durga is fearless as she rides into battle on her powerful lion. She is ready and equipped to vanquish darkness, ignorance, and evil. You can draw strength from this divine form of God. Have her give you the strength and courage to become powerful in this world. Wow. Look at all of the things that she's holding. All the power that she has. The Hanged Man. Now he's in the tree pose. Oh my goodness, death. Wow. Look at this flower behind death. Death stands with his right hand in the gesture of blessing as he guides the souls through the transition from earth to the afterworld. Let's see if it says anything about the flower. I don't see anything about this flower back here. I think maybe it's not a flower. Maybe it's like a rip in space-time or something. Like something that transitions you from one state to the next. And look at the fire of the sunset, or the sunrise, depending on how you look at it, behind him. Oh my goodness, so beautiful. Temperance. You can definitely see the balance here, the mixing of opposites, the alchemy with what she's holding in her hands, and the swirling of the waters below. The Devil. The devil binds. He manipulates through feelings of shame, guilt, and fear. These emotions are critical to look at. When they are kept in the dark, they become powerful energies that can be turned against us. Guilt is the keeper of these dark basement realities. What is held there is his bribe. He has power over you through your fear of being discovered and humiliated. The devil works in darkness and secrecy. Wow. The Tower. Beautiful star. I mean, what can you say? Stunning. The moon. Wow, look at the depths there. It is very reminiscent of the High Priestess, especially the vantage point of the water. But there was a depth to the High Priestess here that is, it's almost like you're just getting either emerging from the depths or just becoming just becoming emerged for the first time. Here's the sun. The colors here are phenomenal. And here are the eyes again at the bottom. The Aeon. Shiva as the Lord of Destruction. But you can see these souls moving up. He performs the dance of destruction so that there can be peace and rest. At the end of an aeon, the entire universe gets destroyed. Everything moves back into a state of vibration and becomes reabsorbed into the mind of God. Wow. And here's the world. Beautiful depiction. Divine patterns that carry beauty, truth, and joy. And the soul has reached its final phase. Queen of Discs. So in the guidebook, it has more to say about the discs in general. Survive, thrive, multiply, return. You have senses, body, all these roots reaching down. Awesome. So for the quartz, I asked about the kings because there are, let's see, how does this work here? Queen, knight, prince, and princess. So this is what she has to say about the structure of the quartz. The quartz cards are very much influenced by the Thoth deck. Is it Thoth or Toth? I don't know. It looks like Thoth to me. In the Thoth tarot, you have the queen, knight, prince, and princess. You think of them as a family. The queen is the mother of that suit, the knight is the father, and the prince and princess the children, the ones that are learning about the energies of that suit, and will eventually continue the line. In this format, I see more movement and exploration of the energy. It seems to tap into a deeper, more emotional and interactive communication between the core cards because it's like family. This format is also more like the Indian gods where Shakti, the feminine force, is the ground or the energy that animates the masculine expression. The queen is the subconscious influence and the knight is the subconscious in action. The knight is how the subconscious or the queen is expressed, but the queen is the energy itself. The queen, the feminine, the subconscious, is what really creates the paradigms, and the knight takes the impulses from the queen and creates the outer reality. This understanding of how the feminine and masculine energies interact is especially useful in exploring the various magical layers of our being and in doing psychic work. So the knights in this deck are comparable to the kings in the RWS system. I'm really grateful that she took the time to explain that to me because I am used to page, knight, queen, and king. Now, I have also seen princess, prince, queen, and king, so I do see it as a family, but I do also understand the idea of the knight acting as the movement from the subconscious into the outer world, so I can totally get that. So here we have our Queen of Discs and her bounty in front of her. Here's Lord Shiva as the Knight of Discs. This is Pan, Prince of Discs. And what does he have? He has this little flute right there in his hands. Princess of Discs. You know, I feel like this would work really well with the Tarot of Transformation. I'm seeing a lot of the similar color schemes and a lot of the Tarot of Transformation is very flowy, the energy is moving, and I see a lot of that here as well. Here's the Ace of Discs, beautiful. I'm gonna set this aside so we can take a look at the aces together at the end. Two of Discs, wow. There's that balance for sure. Three. And you have these little fairies like opening the flowers or setting the flowers to their perfect state. So you definitely get that element of work. We have stability in the 4 and moving through the seasons. There's still movement here in the 4, which is quite interesting. Five. And here we have this pentagram upside down, and you have this family looking out and being in the cold. I like the 5 to depict not only a feeling of destitution, but of aloneness, being different, being outside of society in a way, not, or feeling incapable of accessing that support. I like that a lot. 6 of discs. She's giving to them, and look at this apple. How awesome is that? 7, you definitely have the man with his garden rake or hoe, looking at his bounty and what it's going to become. And you see these fruit here have like a glow around them. So maybe he's waiting, looking at this, when he could access what he has already manifested here. 8 of discs. He's definitely working at perfecting whatever it is he's doing. 9, you have the bird, and she's still working. And the 10. And I like that there's a lot of tree roots happening here, because the 10 is about legacy. So they're creating a stability for the family here that can't easily be broken. And they're doing it together. Oh my gosh, wow. Queen of Cups. Look at her eye. There's like an ocean there. Oh my goodness. And there's the moon here. I don't know what this is. It almost looks like scales to me in a way. And the universe is in her pupil. Wow. Knight of Cups. What a beautiful dragon. Wow. Prince. These colors are just fantastic. And Princess. Look at the crabs here on the rock with her. And these little dolphins, how cute. Okay, here's the Ace of Cups. You see the cup here. Beautiful. I'll put that aside. 2 of Cups. Oh my goodness. 3, very traditional. And look, her dress is almost like moving into the water a little bit. Beautiful, open enjoyment of one another. 4 of Cups. Wow, I'm gonna have to read about this one. So in the 4, emotional channels, subtle body, ruptured banks, excessive flow, flooding and stress, waters, emotion, prana, psychic energy. And the yellow area represents unexplored areas, dormant spaces. There's an excessive flow of energy through the emotional body. Emotions run through the emotional like rivers through the land. A river needs the strength of the riverbanks to keep its waters from flooding. If too much water flows through a river, the banks can break and flood the land. Uncontrolled emotions bring chaos and disorder to our lives, shaking our foundations of riverbanks. Really interesting. 5 of Cups. So it's almost like this oil spill here, and we have our mermaid moving through this devastation here that's about to approach these fish. But it's all connected to a higher element as well, where these 2 up here have the ability to impact the 3 that are lost. 6 of Cups. Beautiful. how secure they are, how cocooned they are in this rose here. This nostalgia of times where there was beauty and protection and safety. The Seven of Cups. You have a lot going on here, lots of choices. We have our figure here looking out to decide. And we still, I feel like, have like this underwater feel as well. Because sometimes when you're stuck in a choice that you can't seem to make, you do kind of feel underwater. Eight of Cups, moving on. Wow. To the unknown. And here are the cups here. One of them is a little bit buried here in the sand. Wherever she's going, she's hoping for a better place. Nine of Cups. Wow. Doesn't that look heavenly? Just fulfillment here, completely in the flow. Aww, and the Ten of Cups. This deck is beautiful. I mean, what more can you say? That rainbow says it all. Wow, Queen of Wands. So this is the structure of the deck as it came. Obviously the quartz are first, then the minors, and so on and so forth. So I'm curious about what these little flag looking things are. Let's take a look at the guidebook. Flags, I want to say, are the rainbows. So the leopard represents creative power and primal force. The rainbows represent emotional frequencies, brilliance, and chakras. So she's completely surrounded by the fulfillment of all her chakras. So the staff represents willpower, kundalini shakti, and psychic energy. And the sunflowers represent the alliance to the sun and the Manipura chakra. She definitely looks very sensual and wow. Love that. Knight of Wands. Wow, he's moving, isn't he? Prince. So let's take a look at the princess. While they're both moving, I feel like she's more grounded than he is, and he's just starting to take flight. And then the knight, you know, you move from this bird creature that he's just clinging to, hanging on, just starting his journey. And the knight is moving out into the world, but it all started originally from the power of the Queen of Wands. So the queens, obviously, as I had mentioned before, represent the energy that creates the impulse to move into the world. So there's the subconscious idea of power, personal, intimate power within, deep within, self-confidence, the understanding of oneself. So I'm not exactly sure if this is the start. Does it go queen, princess, prince, knight? I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to structure these in my own mind. But they're all quite beautiful and powerful. Here's the Ace of Wands. The 2 looking out into the distance. Look at that sky. The 3. So there's growth that has already happened here. And now you're just looking up and waiting. 4, about celebration, enjoyment of what you've created. The 5, everyone's holding a different wand. And there's different energies kind of going in all directions. Very disorganized, kind of chaotic. Six of Wands. So you have that feeling of just letting go. There is a sense of victory, I feel, in the openness of her chest, and then all of these are coming up to meet her where she's at, learning from her example. The Seven, very traditional Rider-Waite. The Eight. And this is Hanuman? Yes, Hanuman. Oh look, you have yoga poses here. You have the sun salutations. Oh, I love that. Upward facing dog. Here's down dog. Wow, that's so cool. The Nine. Wow, look at that energy there with the erupting volcano. Even in the face of destruction, there's still creation happening. In the 10, here you have a person, it almost feels blocked, or this person's standing on all of this, just this bramble here, not able to move forward until he finds a way through. Oh, I love this. Queen of Swords. Icy. Contemplative. Cool and calm and collected. But at any time she could take her sword and break that ice open. Here's the Knight. Wow. Third eye is open. The bird behind him looks like ready to use that new energy, the culmination of everything that this person has learned with a straight shot forward. Sorry about the outside noise. Prince of Swords, love that, and the Princess of Swords. Let's take a look at the Queen. So you have her just starting out on her journey of understanding the mental intellect, and then here she is completely comfortable and calm, and you definitely get, because this is a darker landscape, you do get that sense of the subconscious mind, I feel. Wow, beautiful Ace. Illumination here happening. Here's the 2. Oh, look at this little guy. Oh, I love him. With the crossed swords here. And you can almost make out all sorts of stuff happening here in the background. But he's being blocked from opening the door. Or maybe he doesn't want to make a choice because he doesn't know what lies beyond. Cool. The 3. Pierced heart. The 4. Lying in rest. Beautiful resting place. Almost like this is kind of the chaos of the outside world and just taking a break from that for a moment. Wow. The 5 of Swords. Look at the glow coming up to the hand. 6 of Swords. These swords are definitely moving into illumination. There's this figure here in prayer, just trying to pierce the light, hoping to change this person's current circumstances, which feels very desolate here. The 7 of Swords. I'm not exactly sure if that's a fish or, okay, so this person's hand is reaching in to take the sword, but is that blood? I don't know. Do these swords not, it looks like these swords are caught up in some seaweed or something. So he's trying to reach in to grab something that perhaps doesn't belong to him. Eight of Swords. Definitely feel she's rooted into the ground and is not going anywhere. And there's a shadow overcasting her. Feeling trapped. But there's a sword right behind her that she could reach for. The 9, Nightmares. In bed, look at the cracks here happening from all these swords. And these look like ominous figures. I thought they were birds, but it's almost like something is crawling out from the depth. Wow. And the 10. So you have this piercing here in the lungs and in the heart. Wow, all over the body. And you get the inner workings of the body, but look at her face. She's still smiling. She's almost like she's dying inside and she's alone, but she's putting on like a positive image for everyone else and not being honest and authentic with how she's really feeling. Whew. So that is the lovely Om Tarot. Let's take a look at the aces, shall we? Here's the Ace of Swords. I'm going to zoom out just a smidge. Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, and Ace of Discs. They all are so beautiful. And I get the energy here from the swords, the wands. You have more, obviously the flame, but more of the color here, color saturation. Here's the cups with this watery element, really peaceful, serene. And here's the discs, and you have the brown of the earth, and what comes out of that, it's bursting forward with possibility and potential and abundance. So I'm going to shuffle the cards and see how that goes. I think these will shuffle quite well. So here's the edges. I'm done. Beautiful. I do like this cardstock. Oops. Let's try that again. And it riffles. It wants to slide because it does feel like a bit of a slippery cardstock, but I don't mind that. I probably won't riffle it, but let me just give it one more shot. I probably won't bridge it back. So let's go ahead and draw a card and take a look at the guidebook. What does this deck want to say to us today? Go ahead and take a breath with me. Okay. Two of Cups. Let's zoom in on it. I was interested in this card as well. Pure love, flow between two hearts, devotion. This is Radha and Krishna, the divine lovers' devotion. Energy streams, emotional and energetic sharing. You can see that right here. The forest is Vrindavan, heavenly abode brought to earth, and the flowers represent sweetness, fragrance, and the infusion of beauty. The Two of Cups is a deep overlap of energies between two people. There's openness, love, and complete acceptance. There's no need for boundaries. Devotion is a stream of energy from higher planes. It's an experience where one is captured and completely mesmerized by the pull of something. One loses himself in this attraction. All of one's energies flow in one direction. Radha and Krishna, the divine couple, anchor the energy of devotion to this world. People experience love according to how much they can share with another. They can overlap according to how deeply they can accept themselves. In this way, love means something different for everyone. Love can be an overlap that is physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. We come into the world innocent and open, but then life's hardships and pains set in. We learn to protect ourselves, create boundaries, and become bitter. Through the love of another, we learn to love ourselves again and be open. Love gives us the power to overcome our pain. Love is expressed in many ways, through sacrifice, responsibility, acceptance, and support. In this card, it is taken to its highest level, that of devotion. The ultimate level of love should be reserved for life, God, and the universe. Pouring this level of intensity into anything else would overwhelm the object of devotion. When you get this card, feel the flow of love and acceptance that is there. Embrace the love within you and around you. Look at what you give your love to, what captures your focus, where your energy flows to, and what your heart's desire is, because that is where you are headed. Where your heart flows, there you will go. And there was another card that had these like peacock feathers as well. So I like it when there's repetitive symbolism that you can kind of draw on. Wow, and you can definitely feel that connection here. And there's one that's like being held by another, and they're both sharing equally. So what is it in your life today that you can devote your heartfelt emotion to? What is it that you deeply care about, and can you give that some focus today? So thank you for joining me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! As always, thanks for watching, and if you found value in this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more tarot-related content like this. Ring that bell to be notified whenever I upload new stuff, and don't forget to listen closely to the whispers of the heathen within that already has the answer and knows the path that's right for you. Until next time, be brave, be bold, be you. Bye.